What would happen to Earth if the moon vanished tonight? Imagine stepping outside and looking up to find the sky completely empty. No silver disk, no pale glow, just darkness. For 4.5 billion years, the moon has been our constant companion, pulling on our oceans, steadying our spin, lighting our nights. But what if one night it simply wasn't there? No explosion, no warning, just gone. This is the story of what would happen next, and the answers might terrify you. Before we begin, let's understand exactly what we're losing. The moon is about 1/4 of Earth's diameter, and just 1/80th of its mass. It circles us at an average distance of 384,000 kilometers. Close enough to hold our planet in a gravitational embrace, far enough to slowly drift away. Its gravity tugs at the Earth with the force of about 2 million tons, enough to actually distort our entire planet. And here is the remarkable part. The moon is tidally locked. It shows us the very same face night after night, because it has been dancing with Earth for over 4 billion years. Now, the moon's most famous gift to Earth is the tides. Twice a day, the ocean breathes, rising and falling with the moon's pull. But here's what most people don't realize. The moon doesn't just pull on the water closest to it. Its gravity creates a gradient, a difference in pull between one side of the planet and the other. The near side is pulled strongly, the far side weakly. The result? 2 bulges of water, one facing the moon, one facing away. As Earth spins, those bulges sweep around the planet. High tide, low tide, high tide, low tide, every single day. And when the sun happens to line up with the moon, we get even bigger tides, the strongest of the month. Now imagine the moon vanishes, tonight. Instantly, the great tidal bulges collapse. The oceans settle into a calmer state, driven only by the sun. Our tides shrink to 1/3 of what they are today. And in some places, the tide would almost completely disappear. For coastal life, this is a catastrophe. The intertidal zone, that strip of shore that is neither fully land nor fully sea. It is one of the most productive habitats on Earth. Crabs, barnacles, starfish, shorebirds, billions of creatures live and die by the rhythm of the tide. Take away the moon's tides, and entire food chains begin to unravel. Mangrove forests, salt marshes, estuaries, all of them slowly starving. But the ocean is only the beginning. For eons, the moon has been acting like a giant brake on Earth's rotation, slowly stealing our spin and transferring it to its own orbit. Without the moon, the Earth begins to spin faster. Days shrink, first by minutes, then, over millions of years, by hours. A day could eventually last just a few hours. Our biological clocks thrown into chaos. And there is something even more dangerous. The moon steadies our axis. That precious tilt of 23.5 degrees, the reason we have seasons. Without the moon, that tilt begins to wobble. Over thousands of years, the wobble grows. The axis could swing from almost upright to a terrifying sideways tilt. Seasons become chaos, scorching summers, brutal ice ages, unpredictable climate. Our entire civilization is built on the rhythm of the seasons, and without the moon, that rhythm is gone. Deep below the surface, the moon's final blow to the ocean is even more subtle. Ocean currents are driven by wind, heat, and salinity. But the tides play a crucial role in stirring the deep ocean. They lift nutrients from the seafloor. They fuel marine food webs. They help regulate the temperature of the entire planet. Without strong tides, ocean circulation slows. Stagnant waters, dying plankton, collapsing fisheries. The oceans absorb about 1/4 of our carbon emissions, but a slower, weaker ocean absorbs less. The climate spirals, storms grow wilder, weather becomes more extreme. The moon may seem distant and small, but from where we stand, it is the quiet engine behind the living ocean. Then there is the darkness. The full moon is 400,000 times dimmer than the sun, but it is still the second brightest object in our sky. Remove it, and every moonlit night becomes a night of total darkness. Nocturnal hunters depend on moonlight to find their prey, and their prey depend on darkness to hide. The balance tips. Predators starve or prey multiply out of control. Ecosystems destabilize. Sea turtles use the moon's reflection on the water to guide their hatchlings to the ocean. Without it, they lose their compass, and in the coral reefs, thousands of species release their eggs in a synchronized spectacle, timed to the phases of the moon. Without that cosmic clock, the greatest reproductive event on Earth falls silent. Up in orbit, there is a surprise. Our satellites survive. Artificial satellites orbit the Earth, not the moon. Their paths would wobble slightly without its gravity, but most would keep circling for decades. The moon's real gift to the night sky is the light itself. It reflects sunlight so brightly that it washes out the stars. Without it, the sky would be magnificent, the Milky Way blazing overhead like a river of fire. But look closer and there is a dark side. Without the moon's gentle pull, the tilt of Earth's axis wobbles chaotically, and that wobble changes everything. Over the centuries, the stars themselves would slowly drift. Constellations we have known since the dawn of humanity would transform. The sky our ancestors worshipped would become unrecognizable. Human civilization, too, was built under the moon's light. Our earliest calendars were lunar, months carved from the moon's 29.5-day cycle. The word month itself comes from moon. Religions across the world still time their holiest days by the lunar crescent. The moon guided sailors across dark oceans. It inspired poets, it terrified our ancestors, and it ignited our first dreams of space. When Galileo aimed his telescope at the moon, humanity realized the heavens were not perfect, they were worlds. And on July 20th, 1969, humans finally walked upon it. Half a century later, the moon remains our only stepping stone to the cosmos, the one place we have ever stood beyond our own world. So, would Earth survive the night? Yes, the planet itself would go on, but life as we know it, that is far less certain. And now the surprising fact, the moon is already leaving us. Right now, at this very moment, it is drifting away from Earth at nearly 4 centimeters every year, about the same speed your fingernails grow. And here's the most astonishing part of all. The moon may have been born from Earth itself. 4.5 billion years ago, a Mars-sized world named Theia slammed into our young planet. The debris from that colossal impact, flung into orbit, slowly clumped together to form the moon. The moon is a piece of Earth, a fossil of our planet's most violent moment. So the next time you see it hanging in the sky, remember, it is us. It always was. Now tell me, if you looked up one night and the moon was gone, would you notice? Would you care? Comment below. And subscribe for more journeys to the edge of science. See you under the stars.